Okay, so you know how sometimes you put so much effort into getting the inside of your house just right,
Yeah.
and then you step outside and it's like, whoops,
Yeah, you're like, oh,
we forgot about this
this
part.
is an afterthought, right?
Yeah, totally. It's like the backyard stuck in a time warp or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly the kind of problem that VizX Design Studios uh, tackled in this project that we're going to be looking at today.
Right.
And we're going to really dive deep into how they created an outdoor space that wasn't just beautiful, but like really,
Yeah.
like it truly felt like an extension of the home itself.
Yeah, well, and in this case, the clients, they knew they
Yeah.
wanted to have a pavilion. They
Right.
wanted to have a space to gather
Yeah,
and really enjoy the outdoors.
of course.
But they were a little unsure about, the specifics, how big should it be? What
Mhm.
should the layout be? All
Yeah.
those little details that can really make or break a project.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement and think bigger is always better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, sometimes maybe that is the case. But
Hmm.
VizX Design Studios, they really emphasized planning and understanding the client's needs first and foremost.
Absolutely. And I think that, design first approach, it's all about avoiding those costly mistakes that
Yeah.
can happen down the road because sometimes smaller is better.
Absolutely.
Sometimes a more thoughtfully designed space
Yeah.
can be so much more enjoyable and functional
Right.
than something that's just sprawling and generic.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this case, that meant creating a custom pavilion with a metal roof,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of echoed the home's new porch roof.
Yeah, it gives it that cohesive look.
Yeah, ties it all together, but they didn't stop there.
Right.
They added in skylights to bring in that natural white.
Of course.
Yeah, they added heaters, speakers, a ceiling fan.
Wow.
It's a truly year-round space.
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing that I find so clever about this is how all of these features are like seamlessly integrated.
Right.
It's not like they're just kind of tacked on as an afterthought.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's
They're really thought about.
the hallmark of good design, isn't it?
It is.
It's like, form and function working in harmony.
Right.
And speaking of flow, I love how they, the pavilion connects to a composite deck with these sleek cable railings.
Oh, yeah, very modern.
Very modern, yeah. And then it steps down
Yeah.
to this lower patio that has a gas fire pit as its focal point.
I am very intrigued by this decision to include the fire pit on the lower patio level.
Yeah.
Like, what was the thinking behind that?
Yeah.
Was it driven by the client's lifestyle or a specific design goal?
Well, if we kind of zoom out and we look at the bigger picture, these clients, they love to entertain.
Right.
And so a fire pit just kind of acts as a natural gathering spot, right?
Sure.
It encourages conversation, creates that, warm ambiance,
That's right.
even on, cooler evenings. And then also, gas fire pits are relatively low maintenance
Totally.
compared to a wood-burning one.
Yeah.
So, maybe that appealed to the clients,
Busy lifestyle.
Easy lifestyle.
Yeah. Always on the go.
Right.
So it sounds idyllic, right? Like this whole space sounds just perfect. But I know from the project notes that it wasn't all smooth sailing.
Oh, of course not. No project is.
They ran into some budget overruns early on,
Right.
which is something that I think a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So how did VizX Design Studios navigate that challenge with their clients?
Yeah, well, so they didn't want to compromise
Okay.
on the overall vision,
Right.
right? So they really focused on making these strategic adjustments,
I see.
and they worked collaboratively with the clients to explore, alternative materials
Yeah.
and features that, could give a similar aesthetic, but maybe wouldn't break the bank.
Right.
And so, it's a great example of how open communication and a willingness to adapt, can really keep a project on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as if budget concerns weren't enough,
Right.
they also had to deal with unexpected permitting delays.
Uh,
That pushed construction into the winter months.
oh, no.
Like, can you imagine?
Oh, it's the worst.
But how did they handle that?
Well, their problem-solving skills, really shone through here.
Okay.
They went back to the drawing board with their architect
Uh-huh.
to reassess the construction plan.
Okay.
And they really, had to ensure that the project could move forward
Right.
safely and efficiently despite, the less than ideal weather conditions.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah.
But, in the end, it sounds like all of that hard work and all those adjustments that they made it really paid off.
Oh, yeah.
The result is a stunning outdoor living space that really seamlessly integrates with the home. It reflects the client's personality,
Yeah.
their lifestyle.
And what makes it really special is that it's not just for show.
Right.
It's really designed for real living.
Yes.
Everyday moments and special gatherings. I mean, even little details like the pathway lighting and the uplighting, not only does it enhance safety,
Yeah.
but it creates that, welcoming atmosphere.
Right, even after the sun goes down.
Even after sunset, yeah.
It really does make you think, what elements would be essential for your dream outdoor living space?
Yeah.
I mean, would you go for a pavilion like this or something totally different?
Right. What would you do?
How would you personalize it to make it your own?
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of good design.
It is.
It sparks that inspiration and it gets you thinking about the possibilities.
Yeah.
But, ultimately, I think the most successful outdoor spaces are those that reflect the people who use them.
That's right.
Their needs, their passions.
Their style. I completely agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this deep dive
Sounds good.
into this amazing project
Mm-hmm.
by VizX Design Studios. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.